On May 20th, a glitched transaction of a few trillion coins was made between two separate server networks, making the receiver the richest man in all of Skyblock for a brief moment in time, surpassing the wealth of everyone on the server combined. But first, some background info. A few weeks after Skyblock's release, Hypixel teases the community with the massive Dungeons update. A few random showcases would be released over the next few months. Tough enemies with human-like behavior, and procedurally generated levels. Basically things that have never been done before in a Minecraft server. Over a very long time, Dungeons would become one of the most hyped features on the server, but time and again, the update was delayed, until a beta testing server was released in May. But one man would take testing a bit too seriously.
To this post, Simon responded, saying this is the problem. This has been tested for months, but only a bigger test allowed for this to happen. Super complex issue, caused by a ton of circumstances that all lined up perfectly together for a perfect storm.
The story begins on May the 5th. The quarantine had begun not too long ago, and everyone was going on to Hypixel because of an unspecified disease of unknown origin keeping everyone inside their houses. Dungeons was still the most widely anticipated update, so when Varman posted this, everyone went wild. It was an upcoming server showcasing all the progress the admins had done so far, separated from the main network so that any possible bugs wouldn't ruin the current game. It would give the public a chance to beta test the update and be around the admins. However, because releasing the beta version of Dungeons on the alpha server would have a similar effect to a meteor landing on their servers, it was only open to a handful of well-known content creator influencer YouTubers, and MVP++. Even though it was only an announcement and the server was not released yet, suddenly, everyone was buying MVP2+ in anticipation. And after 2 long weeks, the server would be open, and everyone of sufficient rank would be making their way to alpha.hypixel.net. And not only did the players get to beta test Dungeons, but they were basically in sandbox mode due to an NPC giving out free equipment for testing. And just like sandboxes, the aforementioned free items came with something extra. It was the gigantic pile of cash, which was an object worth 1 billion coins. You could get stacks of it for free at Alpha Ophelia, and sell it back to gain up to a few trillion coins. Luckily, progress made on the beta testing network did not transfer over to the main network, and it was all temporary. Due to the item's nature of giving people money, this item has been featured in many videos. You probably know it from the 26 billion coin Emerald Blade video. Let's put 26 billion coins into perspective. When Dragoon held out the Emerald Blade with over 26 billion coins in his purse, the server had a nervous breakdown. His inventory turned into a shop. Nothing around him would move. Then the server deleted his weapon. That was where the video kind of ended, but history would repeat itself, when Swavy revisited this idea just a few days ago. When he attempted to craft an Emerald Blade with 26 billion coins, an invisible force prevented him from doing so. For about a few minutes. Basically, the server isn't very good at handling numbers beyond a few billion coins. For comparison, the richest players on Hypixel Skyblock have a net worth of 10 billion coins. That's from hundreds, or even thousands of hours of grinding. Swavy was only able to do his video idea by combining efforts with 2 of the other richest people on the server. And that's less than 1% of the money that an average alpha server player had. And while this amount might be a bit too much, it was fortunate that the trillions of coins spawned in by players would remain only on the temporary beta testing network. But let me introduce you to this guy called Voxier, owner of a Skyblock service Discord server with a few thousand members. As you might imagine, he's also quite a bit of a flexer. It was a quiet day on the Alpha network, and he was thinking about a funny harmless prank involving the 5 trillion coins in his purse. He was going to buy 10,000 seeds for 500 million coins each, from another unreasonably rich person on the server, using the bizarre feature. Not surprisingly, some overwhelmingly bored person actually sold to him. But wait a minute, The seller was only a VIP, which wasn't a high enough rank to get into the alpha network, meaning that the seller had to be on the main server, and he had somehow transferred 5 trillion coins across separate networks. The bazaars on the alpha network and main server were supposed to be separate systems, with coin transfers being limited to within their respective networks. But the lobby Voxier was in, was somehow connected to the Hypixel network. Allow me to explain. The servers in the main network were all connected to a single bazaar, meaning anything that is sold or bought at the bazaar in any Hypixel lobby goes through the same bazaar. The Hypixel beta testing network borrowed servers from the main network, which were still connected to the main bazaar, and the staff connected the alpha servers to a separate bazaar. But somewhere around May the 20th, Simon realized that the alpha network might not handle all the players trying to join, so he told his admins to move more servers from Hypixel network to the alpha network. But these servers would still be connected to the main bazaar on Hypixel. So if you were on the alpha network during May 20th, you could be in a server that was still connected to the main network if you were lucky enough. And Voxier somehow unknowingly landed in one of them. So, when he bought 10,000 seeds for 500 million coins each, it was players from the main server that got the money. This opened up approximately 86 trillion possibilities. The vendor of the seeds, who was named Leanly, now had 5 trillion coins on the main server, making him richer than most of the NPCs on the server. Voxier started to panic, so he messaged some admins about this suspicious activity. But it was too late. He went to eat something, and when he returned, just kidding, he could not return. For a year, to be specific. The ban reason was profile boosting, or the activity of transferring money from one of your profiles to another profile with illegal methods. And like any other sensible human being who owns a Discord server, he announced this news to everyone. And everyone started to go wild. And as it turned out, Voxier wasn't the only ridiculously wealthy alpha server player that fell for this. Some guy called PV2 wanted to prank his friends with items bought from the bazaar. You can probably see where this is going. The main items he bought were basically a truckload of red gifts, but while his purse balance went down, he didn't get any of the items he bought. He shrugged this off and went to the main server, but then he discovered that there were a bajillion red gifts stored in his island NPC. For context, the island NPC is where your items go when you buy stuff from the bazaar with a full inventory. Basically, PV2 had accidentally transferred billions of coins worth of items from the alpha network to the main server. And as you would expect, the Hypixel alert system whatever thing picked up on this and put him in prison for profile boosting. For 90 days. I would tell some other stories, but they all just sound the same at this point. Random dude ends up in a server that is connected to the main bazaar. Aforementioned random dude buys trillions of coins worth of stuff from the main server, causing the main server's economy to inflate like the ever-accelerating universe. Then the random person finds out too late and gets banned. This happened to 30 people, as confirmed by Simon himself. And of course, a lot of people found out about this. Voxier's explanation of what he did to get trillions of coins, and PV2's explanation of what he did to get a bunch of free items, were circulated around the forums. And everyone was intrigued in getting easy money. Shortly after, 30 entire inventories of superior dragon frags, which used to be one of the most valuable objects, were bought by an alpha network player. That is enough to make a 290 full sets of superior dragon armor. Then the superior fragment prices rose by a factor of 34. Summoning eyes, which used to be the source of countless money-making methods, doubled in price during this incident. Rest in peace economy. It was the perfect storm, with the existence of the gigantic pile of money, the transfer of bad servers to the alpha network, and the players luckily getting into a glitched server, lining up to cause this. Then the admin stepped in to end the nonsense. But do you know what else is nonsense? A 5-digit subscription number. Join me on the journey to obtain the element 47 in a play button. The admins noticed all of the odd money transfers, and disabled both the auction house and bazaar on the main server and alpha server. Even Simon himself stepped in, reassuring players on the forums that the situation was being handled. Some guys suggested to roll back the entire server to get rid of the coins. Others said that the MVP++ dude should not have been allowed on the alpha network. This is Simon's response. Everyone was talking about the whole mess, and soon enough, the YouTubers got involved in it. Because Voxier was the owner of Splashcord, and Splashcord was at the time one of the biggest services on Skyblock, Lego Maestro the newsperson guy picked up on this story. He tweeted a picture of Voxier getting banned and asked anyone if they knew what was going on. But Simon reassured that Voxier would be unbanned. Because after shutting down the servers, the admin team started to investigate the players' purchase and selling history, to determine if they were purposely or accidentally exploiting the bug, and unbanning players based on what they thought. Voxier and PV2 were unbanned, and 17 of the 30 people involved in the exploit have been banned. The thousands of goods and trillions of coins that came from the Alpha network were tracked down and confiscated. And everything went back to normal on the same day the exploit was found. Overall, this situation was handled fairly well by the staff team, and it could have been a lot worse. This has been the worst exploit on Skyblock so far. Duplication can create billions of coins in a matter of minutes, but this exploit allowed for trillions of coins to be transferred in an instant. Despite this, the exploit never gained that much coverage, besides being blended in with some other stories in a brief news video. To this day, Hypixel would still remain the most well-known duper in Skyblock. While the stories of Voxier and PV2 and the other 28 dudes have been forgotten until now. So, where is everyone in present day? Voxier's server would be renamed to Dungeon Hub in July after the old service went bankrupt. PV2 retires to a comedy guild known as the Penguin Force. Lego Maestro has expanded into Minecraft news. And the alpha server has been shut down after dungeon testing closes. Dungeons would finally be released in Skyblock on July the 7th, to polarizing reviews. YouTubers such as 30virus and the Skyblock duo would call this update a failure, but in my opinion, the final boss dialogue is funny. So, what is the moral of the story? Never make Emerald Blade videos. And beta testing can lead to arresting. It rhymes so it's true. Anyways, check out my other videos, and as always, thanks for watching.